Hello and welcome to Real Person Reviews. I'm Sam and I'm a real person. And today I want to talk to you about Super Bear Adventure on the Nintendo Switch. This actually came out originally, I believe, on Android. It was an Android game. Um, and I saw I saw it in the shop on the Switch, and it was like, boy, you play as a bear with a bird in your backpack, and boy, does that remind you of anything. Oh look, how did that get there? Weird coincidence. So there's don't sue though, unless you're gonna make a Banjo-Threeie. Don't you dare. So there's like I had to get this, and I just I'm a sucker for 3D platformer collect-a-thon adventure things. That's what this is. And I was like, I gotta check it out. It looks good. I mean, good enough to get me interested. So yep, and I bought it and I played it, and here we go. So, Super Bear Adventure, the basic plot here is that you're in this kingdom that's ruled by the bees, the queen bee, that's Beatrice, whatever. Everybody loves her, and everybody's living in peace and harmony and whatever. Until, oh man, somebody made this, they started making this purple honey, and it started making people go crazy. And everybody was acting weird, and a bunch of the bees went and they started attacking everybody, and they locked up all of the bears but one, you, Baron. And it's up to you to save all of your bear friends and figure out what the heck is going on in the kingdom. Um, and you start off in this area where it's like a little training path thing where you learn your moves. You can jump and double jump. You can long jump. You can do a ground pound. If you like a ground pound at the right time, you do like a little bounce off of the ground. You can swim. You can attack, and you can do like a diving attack in the air. And if you time it, you can jump and then dive, and you can do a second jump and another dive to get really far. So you have like all these different moves available to you. You can also grab and kind of pull items along behind you, kind of like a physicsy. Like you grab onto it, and then it's just kind of like with you, and it kind of flails around with you until you like hit a button again to let go of it. So there's that. Those are your main mechanics. And then you go, basically you're going, and you start in this hub world, and you can go to these levels. You go into a level, and there's a bunch of coins for you to collect, like usually around 150 to 200, somewhere in there. And there are a number of bears for you to collect. You have to find and save. They're locked up, and if you save enough of them, you can get to the main point of interest of the level, which is basically where you can go and fight the boss. So you have to go search these levels, trying to find all the bears, trying to get these keys to open the cages, which sometimes it's collecting enough coins. Sometimes it's you just have to find the key. Sometimes you have to like solve a puzzle or defeat an enemy in order to get it. Usually there'll be some peaceful people you can talk to, different animals and things around there, where other ones have gone mad because of the honey and they'll attack you. And then you get little hearts to pick up for like life, for your life bar. Each level also has like a hidden sticker within it somewhere, so you gotta search extra hard to find those hidden stickers. And once you get enough, save enough bears to open up the door, basically, you can go and you can fight the boss of the level. And after you beat the boss of the level, you can unlock more levels, and you just kind of keep doing that. That is the main kind of thrust of how you go through the game. You can also revisit levels and try to save the bears really quickly, and then you can get golden bears if you save them within a certain target time. You use the coins that you collect in order to buy cosmetic things. Mostly, you're buying things like so you can change the way your bear looks, your body, your head. You can change your little bird friend in your backpack. You get your bird friend early on in that entrance area, and they're like, "I'll help you out and give you tips." And you're like, "Okay." And they don't do anything really other than tell you things. They're kind of just there. There are also a couple other people. You're called a backpacker. There are a few other backpackers you can find along the way too. Doesn't mean anything. It's just NPCs with backpacks on also, but it's an in-world thing. There are also a few references to other games and things, but if they didn't get sued by Rare, if Microsoft wasn't like, hey, whoa, then I think that they're probably safe on these other fronts at this point, right? And You also there's an arcade which has these little challenge things you can do to get more coins, because you either replay levels to get more coins or just do that and you can rack up coins that way. Again, you keep trying to buy all these things, and there's different stuff each day. You can get things specifically in the store. You can also try to get these random chance at getting like almost like loot boxes, but you don't pay money for those things, so you just kind of get them. Maybe in the Android version you do. I don't know. I'm just basing it on the Switch version where you don't have in-app purchases, so there's other ways to get coins. There's also like daily challenges to get some other of these special tokens you can get, and use those challenge tokens to get some special things also. So there's that option. There's a little thing for that. And the daily challenge is just refreshes every day. A different kind of challenge of doing something in a level, like get this many coins or save this person or do whatever the special challenge is for the day. Basically once you get, enough bears, you can, beat enough levels, you can go to the final area and you do the final boss encounter thing. It's basically business as usual, but just a little harder because it's the end, and then you beat the game. Are you a bad enough bear to beat the game? Yeah, why not? It's. I will say it's fun enough. I mean, like, I think the control. If I were to explain the control, the way it kind of feels is it feels a bit more like even though it looks like Banjo-Kazooie, it feels more like Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine, where you just have all your moves. You don't learn them. You just have them all right away. And it's like, oh, cool, yeah, whatever. And like you just have like all these abilities that you can do, and you don't necessarily need all of them all the time, but they can be useful for kind of doing like slight sequence breaking things and doing stuff. I guess there are a few vehicles you can drive in there too. But yeah, it's a lot of exploring and trying to find, all the things, getting the coins. I like there's like that counter, so you can try to get all the coins in the level. That lets you know if you found everything, and the secret stickers makes you look even extra around all the different nooks and crannies. And visually, it looks, a little bit like it's got that kind of a soft Minecraft, like a polished up, like soft kitty Minecraft look, where everything's kind of like squarish, but it's very bright and vibrant colors. Kind of more simplistic in the textures and stuff. So I think it comes off well. It's easy to see, easy to tell what's going on. It looks pleasant enough. The music is fine. It's nothing amazing, but it's fine. And controls fairly well on controller. It was just kind of fun if you like this kind of, especially like 90s era platformer collect-a-thon things. These are good. This is fun. Some good, simple fun. It doesn't take a super long time to beat either. I played it for like a few days and I was done. You could probably beat it if you had like, it was on the weekend. You could play it like maybe one day, maybe two, and you're done, right? Like, it's not like a game that's going to take you forever to beat. It doesn't waste your time with a lot of that stuff. It's neat. And some of the dialogue is okay. It's nothing that's super funny or great or anything, but it's okay. It's not bad, right? That's kind of the problem with it, though, is that a lot of this game is kind of whatever, right? I mean, I feel like the physics thing on the moving blocks is maybe the one bad thing about it. That's actually like, okay, it's annoying to move stuff around. It's kind of physics-based. If it gets too far away from you, it just moves away. Sometimes stuff gets stuck. That's annoying with that physics thing of moving stuff around. They don't use it that often either, so it's not a very... I think they were aware it wasn't a great mechanic, so they only used it a bit. Driving around is also, like, barely used, so I don't know why they bothered with it. They could have made it so you didn't have to pick things up, or you didn't have to like drive things around, and it probably would have been a little better off for it, because it feels almost kind of weirdly gimmicky, especially in a game so short where they don't utilize it more. So I don't know, it's silly. Like, again, it's a little short. It doesn't feel super substantial. Collecting the coins doesn't really... You don't need to do it, so like some of the incentive is lost there, and like you don't really get much other than like unlocking stuff, which you can go to the arcade area and get coins that way anyway, or just replay a level a bunch of times and get farm coins that way to get the the cosmetic stuff, which who cares, right? So like that's a little silly. It's more so I'm like, I want to know that I got all of them, so I found them all, so I know I've done the stuff there. I don't know, but I didn't go for all the gold bear time things because I'm also like, I don't. They'll just make me mad, so I didn't do that, admittedly. You don't need to do that either to beat it. So I guess it's nice that there's more stuff there for like speed running and like challenges, and like there's more for you to do in here. They're trying to give you more bang for your buck there, but without it working towards the main like goal of the game. I do feel like a lot of stuff is like extra like this is me being bored and looking for more out of this game that I really, this really doesn't actually have. I'm just like, it kind of just feels a little manufactured in a way. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel satisfying to do that. Like, oh, I got, I did a speed run thing. Great. How does that help me? I guess I feel I speed ran a Super Bear Adventure. Wow. Like I don't know. It's not quite the. It's nice that it's there, but I don't think it adds much to it for most people. And also the price for $10, it does feel a little steep for this. Like I would understand if it was like, like I would understand if it was like $5. 10 just feels like a little much for how short it is. So I don't know. It's just not quite there. That being said, Super Bear Adventure is okay. I think if this goes on sale and you get it for like $5 or less, it's not bad. It's no Banjo-Kazooie. It's no Super Mario 64. It's very short, and it's a little light. Definitely feels a little light, but for a game that was an Android game, I think that's pretty impressive. If I had that on like an Android device, I'd be pretty impressed. It's just when you're on the Switch where you can play Banjo-Kazooie, where you can play Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Odyssey, and you have options that are just gonna beat the pants off of this. It does look a little bit like I just got suckered in because I'm me, and I still enjoyed it. And like I don't know, it's fun to check stuff out, especially weird stuff like this. And I want to see more games like this. I like this genre. I wish it would come back more. And so this is like at least a step in that direction. And I like that. What do you guys think? Did it look fun? Do you guys ever play 3D platformer things that look like they're, like spiritual successors or paying homage or whatever, trying to be in the style of games like this? Like I don't know. Like do you guys play that stuff? Do you like that stuff? Is it interesting to you at least? Like what are some of the best Banjo-Kazooie clones that you know of? Like leave that in the comments. I'd be interested to try out more stuff like that. There's more N64 bait stuff on here too that I do want to get to. So like, just so you know, I try to keep my eyes out for stuff like that. But only so much time in a day. At least this wasn't too long though, so I was able to knock this out pretty quick, and you can too. Yeah. Also, it's kind of neat that it's still if you play in handheld mode. You can just play it without the Joy-Cons. Just use this touchscreen. You can play it like it's an Android game that way, like it's on a phone or a tablet or something. I think that's pretty neat. I mean, I wouldn't want to play it that way, but it's cool that you can. It's like I wouldn't. People like like I don't want to climb a mountain, but I like to know that I can. I'm not one of those people. Unless we count Spiral Mountain. Uh-huh.